He was hated by dwarves, feared by orcs, and remembered as a nightmare long after his death. He wasn't the Dark Lord. He didn't forge rings of power. He didn't command dragons or rule kingdoms, yet his name echoed through Middle-earth for generations. This is Azog the Defiler. In the long and bloody history of Middle-earth, many villains sought domination. Some wanted power, some wanted immortality, and some wanted order through tyranny. Azog wanted only one thing: destruction, and no act defined him more than what he did at the gates of Moria. Azog was an orc chieftain of terrifying reputation, ruling from the depths of Moria, the greatest dwarven kingdom ever built. At the time, Moria was ruled by Thror, king under the mountain, a proud and aging dwarf whose people had been driven from Erebor by the dragon Smaug. Broken, desperate, and humiliated, Thror came to Moria alone. It was a mistake. Azog did not kill Thror honorably. He didn't grant him mercy. He beheaded him. Then Azog carved his own name into Thror's severed head and threw it back to the dwarves like a trophy. That moment ignited one of the bloodiest conflicts in Middle-earth history. Thror's son, Thrain, and grandson, Thorin Oakenshield, swore vengeance. What followed was a war that lasted years, brutal, merciless, and fought in the darkest tunnels and coldest mountains of Middle-earth. This was not a war of heroes and songs. This was slaughter. Azog became the symbol of everything the dwarves hated. Every burned hall, every fallen kin, every ruined home. And it all led to one final confrontation. The Battle of Azanul-Bizar. Outside the east gate of Moria, the war reached its climax. The ground ran black with blood. Dwarves and orcs fought hand-to-hand in relentless carnage. And there, at the center of it all, stood Azog, towering, armored, laughing. When Thorin Oakenshield charged him, Azog didn't flinch. Instead, Azog maimed him, cutting Thorin's shield in half, the act that earned Thorin his legendary name. But Azog went too far, surrounded, overconfident, outnumbered. Azog the Defiler was slain, his head severed, just as he had done to Thror. The orcs fled, the dwarves had won, but victory came at a terrible cost. The shadow that lingered. Although Azog was dead, his legacy wasn't. Moria remained cursed. The dwarves were too broken to reclaim it, and the orcs would return, stronger, crueler, and more organized. Azog's son, Bolg, inherited his hatred and continued his father's war against the dwarves. In Tolkien's world, evil doesn't vanish when a villain dies. It evolves. Azog in the Hobbit films, a dark reinvention. In the Hobbit film trilogy, Azog was reimagined, not as a fallen villain of the past, but as a living embodiment of vengeance. Scarred, pale, relentless, he became Thorin's personal nemesis, hunting him across Middle-earth like a predator. This version of Azog wasn't just a brute. He was strategic, patient, obsessed, a villain who didn't need domination, only revenge. Was Azog pure evil? Unlike Sauron, Azog had no grand vision. He didn't want order or balance. Azog wanted pain, and that's what made him terrifying. He represented hatred without purpose, violence without restraint, the raw brutality of Middle-earth's darkest forces. In a world of kings, wizards, and prophecies, Azog was something simpler and far uglier. Why Azog matters. Every great story needs a villain who reminds us what the heroes are fighting against. Azog wasn't elegant evil. He was personal evil, the kind that scars families, starts wars, and never forgets. And that's why, centuries later, his name is still spoken with disgust. Azog the Defiler is gone, but his war shaped the fate of dwarves, orcs, and the mountains they fought over. And in Middle-earth, some evils don't need to rule the world. They only need to burn it.